in that line. So the first image here, this is a cycle, a virtuous cycle describing what AFTA is trying to achieve. Okay, so with the cycle, you can go through briefly. One, AFTA is creating a larger market. Now, once we have that done, we know people can access different markets, just more than just their countries. Okay, and then once that is done, it will drive investment and trade, and then develop our industrial sector, which will further create jobs and shared prosperity amongst African countries. So this is briefly describing what AFTA is going to do, the expected benefits of this ratification and implementation. Now, we know African continent is very fragmented, but we hold so much promise. It will be one of the biggest markets in the world once AFTA is implemented. So some facts here written down for us to go through. We have 22 African countries that have population under 10 million in the graph displayed there. We have some that are above that, above 30 million. And AFTA consolidates Africa into a $2.3 trillion market of 1.3 billion in total people in Africa. So that is huge. And that is what we're actually expecting and working so hard to achieve for a shared prosperity amongst African countries. Okay, so when it comes to women and youth, it's SMEs, let me start this way. SMEs are the heart of this implementation because we know bigger companies can employ just a few, in compared to the millions of small businesses all over Africa. When you compare the people they can employ and give jobs and decent incomes compared to the big, like a handful of big companies, the thousands compared to the million SMEs, we know our economic future as a continent is really determined by these SMEs. And now we know in Sub-Saharan Africa, as Patrick mentioned, women are in charge of 70% of the informal sector. All right, and that is very significant. So whatever implementation that has to do with trade cannot be done leaving women out. So AFTA has actually couched out a special protocol for women and youth. So that is what I'll touch on briefly and how we are going to make this work for everybody seamlessly. So AFTA protocols, so the women and youth protocols, once the Honorable Secretary General of AFCTA was asked, what do AFTA offer women? And his answer was straightforward and simple. We offer scale, I quote him. Women entrepreneurs will now be able to expand their businesses. So we are now looking at women being able to access other markets apart from where they are. Okay, and then we noticed some very few challenges that women face, including access to finance, access to markets, and logistics challenges, and also regulations. These are very key challenges that traders within the African continent face because of the fragmentations within Africa. So there is a way we are trying to do with this, and we've actually implemented some part of it, some are ongoing. And I believe as I go on, it will be more clear to you all how to actually take advantage of this. Now, before I come to the implementation, I want to also highlight on the guided trade. So the guided trade initiative was actually started by the AFCTA under this implementation to just begin with selected countries that have actually presented their tariffs and necessary documents. So we can begin working. Instead of waiting for all African states, countries to actually come on board, we are actually working with these selected countries, which are Rwanda, Cameroon, Egypt, Ghana, Kenya, Mauritius, and Tanzania. All right, so with these countries, what AFCFTA will do will assist these countries to test the trading documents and procedures of selected shipments, which in the due course of time, which will be made clear by the AFCFTA. Okay, so the help will be with custom clearance, tariff treatment, reduced tariff treatment. So people registered under this or people under this trade will be treated specially. There will be special care given to them under the guided trade initiative. Okay, so that is for the after what we are implementing on a very high level. Okay, now how does an ordinary trader come in? How do we take advantage of this? How do we use this system, this implementation? We know, we all understand, at least to a point, the benefits of one market in Africa, a single market in Africa. But how are we going to actually access this platform and actually take advantage of it as a woman entrepreneur? This is where AFCTA Hub comes in. So we have an equation that we are working with here at AFCTA Hub. We are trying to create a trusted AFCTA marketplace. Okay, so opening the market up, trade liberalization also comes with its challenges. So what we are trying to do at AFCTA Hub is to create a trusted marketplace. And how are we trying to achieve that? By creating a trusted trader directory and a trusted transaction. So I will explain this briefly as I go along, but to touch on this a little bit, the trusted trader directory is a platform where we can all access to see all business people all over the continent, all right? And then also contact them, reach out to them, make purchases, begin transactions, okay? So how do we achieve the trusted trader directory? So we give each individual, registered individual trader or SME, an AFCTA number. Okay, so this AFCTA number will be your identity, your special identity on this platform that people will trust. And it's going to be working, it's a working system with all governments within each countries that we are working with. So we are actually piloting in Ghana. We launched last week, Monday, but we have been working on the ground within many countries for quite a while now. Okay, so we are piloting in Ghana now. The plan is to roll on to other countries under the guided trade until all other African countries also come on board on the AFCTA implementation. All right, so this trusted trader directory, you get your AFCTA number, which will secure your identity on this platform. And then transactions can be well traced. So in case you want to raise a dispute about a trade, your money can be tracked and then refunded. Or there can be mitigations and done to that to help with a dispute. Okay, so that is what you are trying to create. Once you liberalize trade, you open yourself also up to risks. But this is necessary to do if you want to create a shared world for African countries. Yes, as I mentioned, SMEs are at center stage. And I don't want to waste much time. I think it's clear enough. SMEs are employing many people, springing up everywhere. Women entrepreneurs are actually starting businesses. They are running their economies, okay? So we've actually had interactions with several of them. And so these are the 3 key strategies that AFCTA Hub is using to achieve this. We have AFCTA Caravan. What we are doing under AFCTA Caravan is to connect multiple digital platforms, across Africa. Okay, so helping SMEs within individual countries plug into the continental values. Okay, so we have traders in Ghana, and we are helping put their products in Kenya, helping put their products in Rwanda, helping put their products in South Africa, things that could have been very difficult to achieve on their own. So under the AFCTA Caravan, that is what we are trying to do. The next one is the AFCTA Hub, which we know trade compliance procedures are very cumbersome. And if you are not well informed, you just get yourself stuck in a whole lot of processes and documentations, which we want to avoid. Because once the trade is opened up with so many countries, how do I know the regulations concerning Africa? For example, if I'm a trader in Kenya and I want to trade in Ghana, how do I know if my products are even accepted? How do I even register my products in Ghana? So AFCTA Hub, working with all these countries, is ensuring to make sure these things are easily done on the AFCTA Hub platform. Okay, so whatever country you are going to, whatever their regulations are, whatever their requirements are, you know what to expect. And the procedure to go through is actually listed for you to seamlessly access and do your trade easily without any headache under the AFCTA Hub. And also we have proper, which is also trying to prevent abuse. One key thing, fundamental thing in this after implementation is accurate proof of origin. What we are trying to prevent is product dumping, that people can just produce goods and then falsify the source and dump it into a market. And then this will create a lot of challenges if that happens. And I think all stakeholders agree this is what we want to prevent. So proper is also digitizing the supply chain and quality assurance to prevent this abuse. So people can know the true source of origin of a product, and whatever tariffs that apply will apply to make sure this market is free from all these risks. All right. Now, these are the three key strategies: the Caravan, the AFCTA Hub, and the proper initiative. Okay. Now, so after Caravan Pioneers Program, that is what we have been doing over time. We've actually identified over 1,000 startups and SMEs that we know have very high potentials to benefit or needs assistance. It is a series of events and programs and competitions that they go through, all right, to actually put their products elsewhere, to put their products upfront in the competition. And then they get all the sponsorship with our partners, EcoBank, MTN, Afrexim Bank, and other banks. So other noted banks, to give them support, financial support and assistance, also help them with putting their products in other markets. That is under the AFCTA Caravan Pioneers Program. I'm sure if you search about us, you'll find us. And also our next event, you can actually apply. If you're a woman entrepreneur, you can actually apply and take advantage of this. All right, and then we have the AFCTA Hackathon. So the hackathon is where we know export-ready SMEs. Your products are so ready. We can move them beyond your boundaries. This is where we help you with retail, okay? Place your products in malls, shopping malls across the continent. Very advantageous position. With marked, people will know these are products from Africa made by Africans for Africans, okay? So these are the events we have under the AFCTA Hackathon that we also train you, give you all the necessary information and education you need when it comes to branding, when it comes to how to sell yourself, how to promote your business. So we do all these things in conjunction with our dream of creating a single market. That is what we have been actually doing. So you can also look us up after Hackathon. You can write it down. So after the webinar, you look us up. Our next event, you can actually participate. And the next one is logistics operators. We cannot, like Patrick mentioned, you cannot create a single market without dealing with the challenge of logistics in Africa. Moving from one country to another country within a continent is a headache. Talk about products. It's a huge challenge. So we are partnered with a lot of logistics companies and businesses that are helping this actually fly. We've met some. I know we will talk to DHL very soon to form that official partnership. But now we've spoken with Kenyan Airways, Rwanda Air, and to when it comes to the logistics and how products are moved across the continent, okay, grounded in the rules for every country. That is one key thing, making sure you are not just flaunting rules of sovereign countries as you are moving your product. These are done to make sure you are going by the laws of the land, of the individual countries. All right, and also there is a digital logistics and trade facilitation platform, which I mentioned earlier, that is the AFCTA app, to help with this trade facilitation. Okay, so with a system, I think we are 90% ready. You can actually register yourself now. Go there, get your AFCTA number. That will be the beginning. More traders are coming there. You can look for producers of certain specific products that you want to trade with and start engaging. So that is one key thing we are doing. So these are some of the retailers we actually spoke to, engaging them, putting products of of SMEs from other countries into their shopping malls and giving them that presence in other countries that they will probably find difficult to navigate on their own. So that is the retail side. This is where we've also some of the images showing the logistics operators that we are engaging. As I mentioned, DHL, a partner to this webinar, is next on the line for to form an official partnership to get this thing running. Okay. So the platform, now I've mentioned the platform. What is this platform that Kojo is talking about? So the platform, we call it the AFCTA app. So you can go there, www.afcfta.app. All right, so where you get your AFCTA number, you can manage your business, you can manage your own profile. That is where all other traders within Africa are also gathering. So we are pioneering many countries, like I mentioned, the countries listed under the guided trade. And this is where we are creating the AFCTA marketplace, certified transactions, and helping you with the logistics and also with the e-regulation. How do I know, for example, I'm shipping food, edibles from, let's say, Benin to Ghana. How do I know if the products, the food, edibles are accepted by the Food and Drugs Authority of Ghana? So this is where you get to get yourself informed under the e-regulations section, get to know everything you need to do, register there if you have to before your products move. Okay, so you don't get through all the challenges with all these bureaucracies. Okay, we are taking away that headache from you to make sure all you need to do is to trade. Simple engagement on one platform, but you are trading seamlessly and easily. So that is the AFCTA platform. This is the web page where you see you manage your entity, you manage yourself. The marketplace is also there. And you also have a mobile portal. You can actually download and start testing, create your own account, generate your own AFCTA number. So this is entirely the entire the process we are trying to make seamless under the AFCTA implementation as AFCTA Hub. So you can try on your own. Let me go back to the website. If you are trying to capture this, maybe you can take a screenshot or write it down somewhere, www.afcfta.app. Okay. So that is the mobile interface. So yes, we are all excited about this implementation, and I'm really looking forward to this. Looking at the benefits that AFCFTA is actually bringing to all of us on this continent, a shared wealth, a shared prosperity, and engaging. There will be higher engagement amongst ourselves as African countries, where we've actually joined trade organizations before, but people argue that the benefits were not shared. We were not actually enjoying the shared benefits as promised. You know, ECOWAS came about, but we realized ECOWAS was just governments talking to governments. And then the private sector, the SMEs, seem to have been left out. Okay, the private sector seems to be working on their own space, and governments were implementing even brilliant ideas, but also within a very limited space. But this is where we are bringing it all together, so we can all work together on a common goal. So the excitement is definitely brewing. And then, yes, so this will bring me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening. I'll really love to get your questions.